Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Movesets video. Today's video is going to be all about Sunflora, so let's get started by taking a look at this Pokemon's typing, abilities, and stats. So to start things off, Sunflora is a Grass-type Pokemon introduced in a Generation 2 that has access to 3 abilities, the first of which being Chlorophyll, which is an ability that doubles this Pokemon's speed while Sun is up on the battlefield. The second being Solar Power, which increases this Pokemon's special attack at the cost of losing an eighth of its health at the end of every turn while Sun is up on the battlefield, and the third being Early Bird, which is its hidden ability that will have the turns that this Pokemon is asleep for. For example, if it were to make use of the move Rest, which would normally put you asleep for 2 turns, it is only asleep for 1. But as for its stats, Sunflora possesses a base 75 HP stat, 55 defense stat, and 85 special defense stat to round off its defenses, showing that it can be pretty good at taking special hits from its opponents, and offensively, possessing a base 75 physical attack, a really nice base 105 special attack, which can be augmented further through the use of the Solar Power ability, and also a base 30 speed stat, which makes it quite slow on the battlefield, but possibly a perfect Pokemon to use under the effects of Trick Room. And as far as tiering is concerned, Sunflora unfortunately finds itself in the PU tier. So with that, let's take a look at the first moveset that I have for you in this video. So for this first moveset, we're going to seek to optimize this Pokemon's special attacking capabilities. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Modest Nature to increase its special attack but lower its physical attack, or a Quiet Nature to increase its special attack but lower its speed stat if being used on a Trick Room team. Then for the ability, we're going to go either with Solar Power if using this with a Sun team, or Early Bird to allow this Pokemon obviously to wake up sooner from being put to sleep, which is the better option overall when using this Pokemon not with Sun. And for the EVs, running 252 HP, 4 defense, and 252 special attack to give it as much HP as it can possibly get, while also maximizing its special attack. And to also enhance its special attack further, we're going to be running choice specs on the set to increase the power of this Pokemon's special attacks while locking it into a move. And for those moves, the first one that we're going to go with is either going to be Leaf Storm or Solar Beam. Leaf Storm obviously being the option to use when not using this Pokemon on a Sun team, whereas Solar Beam obviously is almost an equally powerful option that will obviously have no charge turn while Sun is up on the battlefield, and allow Sunflora to hit really hard with a very powerful Stab Grass attack. Then we're going to be running Earth Power for additional type coverage, as well as Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Fire to hit a few other things super effectively, but namely other opposing grass types. And then lastly, we can either run Sludge Bomb to have a powerful poison move, or Giga Drain to give you an alternative special attack for your grass type stab that will also be recovering health, which can be very useful to allow this Pokemon to sustain itself a little bit more throughout the battle. Now this set can work very well on a Trick Room team, obviously when using the Quiet Nature, or with Sun support, but you can also run this another way if you would like to try to optimize this Pokemon's speed. So in this variant, we're going to run it with a Timid Nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, going with the Chlorophyll or Solar Power ability this time if being used on a Sun team, and then an EV spread of 4 defense, 252 special attack, and 252 speed EVs to allow this Pokemon to have its maximum special attack and speed possible, because even though this Pokemon is fairly slow on its own, possessing the maximum speed that it can possibly get will allow it to outspeed many other Pokemon on the battlefield and allow it to deal a lot of damage to them before they're able to attack Sunflora. As for this next moveset, we're going to be running Sunflora as a powerful Sun Sweeper that seeks to set up the Sun for itself. So we're going to start this one off by giving it either a Timid Nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, or a Modest Nature to increase its special attack but lower its physical attack, and then going with either the Chlorophyll or Solar Power ability, depending on whether you want the boosted speed that Chlorophyll provides or the boost to your special attack that Solar Power provides. But for the EVs, we're going to put 4 into its defense, 252 into its special attack, and 252 EVs into its speed stat to max out both its special attack and speed. And for the first move on the set, since this is a Sun sweeping set, we're going to obviously want to set up Sun, so we're going to go with Sunny Day to obviously put that up on the battlefield for 5 turns, and also we're going to be using this in combination with the Furium Z item, which will also be setting up the Sun while simultaneously providing us with a +1 speed boost. Now I highly recommend running it with Furium Z even with the Chlorophyll ability, because this Pokemon's speed when doubled because of its base 30 speed stat is still not that impressive, and there are quite a lot of Scarfed Pokemon that would still outspeed it in the Sun. So the +1 speed that Furium Z provides will make its sweeping sets with Chlorophyll a lot better and allow it to outspeed even more things than it normally would be able to. But obviously, the speed boost also comes into play and allowing this Pokemon to outspeed a lot of things even when using the Solar Power ability, while also simultaneously making use of the boosted special attack that ability provides. But along with this, we're going to be running Solar Beam as our main Stab Grass type move, and then Earth Power and Hidden Power Fire for additional type coverage to allow this Pokemon to hit more things super effectively, or at least for neutral damage while it attempts to damage opponents, and sweep them under the effects of Sun. As for a more defensive moveset, we're going to start this one off by giving Sunflora a bold nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, and this time go with the early bird ability. As for the EVs, we're going to maximize this Pokemon's mixed defensive stats, so we're going to put 252 into its HP, 200 into its defense, and 48 into its special defense to maximize your HP and allow this Pokemon to take hits pretty well from both physical and special attacks. But if you would like to, I would also recommend possibly running the set as just a fully specially defensive set to be able to allow this to work especially well against special attackers. But for the moves on this set, the first one that we're going to be going with is going to be Leech Seed, which is going to allow us to seed our opponents and drain their HP a little bit at the end of every turn and recover a little bit of HP in the process. Then, in addition to this, we're going to be running Giga Drain for some more HP recovery, as well as also just a nice grass-type stab attack to make use of. And then for your third attack, either running Hitting Power Fire or Sludge Bomb for additional type coverage, specifically allowing this Pokemon to damage other grass types super effectively, as this will obviously be the only type of Pokemon that you'll be matched up against that will be immune to your Leech Seed. But you could also run Protect on this set as well to stall out for some more Leech Seed recovery. But the last move on the set is going to be Rest, which as mentioned before, when used in combination with Early Bird, will only actually put you asleep for one turn. And this is why this is actually a Rest Seed set as opposed to a Sub-Seed set, because this is actually even better than using Substitute, because you're basically just recovering all of your health and not having to worry about getting statused because you're only asleep for one turn. And I find this to be one of the most fun ways to make use of this Pokemon, because it's a really unique thing that this Pokemon can do that most other Pokemon cannot, having access to obviously Early Bird and all these recovery options with Leech Seed and Giga Drain. And additionally, we're going to be running Leftovers on the set as well to have a little bit more recovery at the end of every turn, which will make this Sunflora very difficult to take out and give it a variety of ways of healing itself throughout the battle. Finally, for the last moveset of this video, I'm going to be showing off a fun curse set that Sunflora can take advantage of. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Careful Nature to increase its special defense but lower its special attack, and again go with the Early Bird ability. As for the EVs, this time we're going to put 252 into its HP and its special defense to maximize its special bulk, while putting the remainder 4 into its defense, and again running Leftovers as our item for that added recovery at the end of every turn. But for the moves, on this set the first one that we're going to go with is going to be Curse, which will be boosting our physical attack and our physical defense by one stage, while also lowering our speed stat, but because Sunflora is already so slow, that's not too big of an issue, and we can take full advantage of our boosted physical attack and defense to not only take hits better, but also deal more damage with our physical attacks. And the first of those on this set is going to be Petal Blizzard, as this is the best physical attack that Sunflora has access to. And then unfortunately, because Sunflora doesn't get a ton of physical type coverage, we have to run Return in the second move slot to be basically a neutral attacking option against everything that resists Petal Blizzard, unfortunately. So this doesn't give you a ton of type coverage overall, but it works pretty well in and of itself for this set to function very nicely. But for the last move on the set, we're going to go with Rest again for that recovery that will obviously be healing us all the way back up to full and getting rid of any negative status we have been inflicted with, as well as only being asleep for one turn thanks to the Early Bird ability. And this is a really cool and unique thing that this Pokemon has access to thanks to this ability, and makes Sunflora very interesting in this regard because a curse set on it is very unexpected and can function very well to augment its defensive stats and allow it to be a powerful physical attacker. But with that, everybody, that is it for this video on Sunflora. So thank you all for watching, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.